Hey guys, in today's video we are going to be going over something that I think will be beneficial for a lot of players, more kind of catered towards newer players, but maybe some intermediate to advanced players might not know all of the kind of ins and outs of this specific subject. And that subject matter is the calendar year or the schedule for Dokkan Battle. Now, both versions are going to be syncing up in the summer of 2024. So for the sake of this video, we are going to be mainly going over the JP schedule, and this should kind of stay pretty universal with the test of time, especially with the sync going on. Everything should be kind of lining up towards this schedule, at least going into 2025, right? Because summer of 2024 is when the sync is going to happen, and then we're going to be on the same wavelength for celebrations moving forward. Global Tanabata, aka the thank you celebration, is kind of the last big question mark we have in terms of where things are going to be going. But in this video, what we're going to be doing is going over what each release is from January all the way up to December, kind of detailing what the schedule will be throughout the year. So the point of reference that we're going to be using is everything that we have up until 2024, and then we will be panning over to the 2023 calendar year. You can see I have it pulled up over here in order to start talking about stuff that came out over the course of the year. So the kind of calendar year for Dokkan, and this is going to be considered for January, is the kind of New Year's banners, right? Now, last year was a special example where the versions celebrated New Year's at the same time, because we had the superhero celebration, as is shown right here with Gohan and Piccolo. But in this video in specific, we will be mainly looking at the 2024 calendar year and then panning over to 2023 for once we get past April. So the first thing that really happens, in my opinion, for the calendar year of Dokkan is going to be the New Year's banners, which is right here. We do celebrate a dual Dokkan festival, and then we have a step up that comes here. You guys can see right here a special little step up for New Year. So that is going to be kind of like the end of year, beginning of the year celebration for JP Dokkan. Now, you can see in between now and the anniversary, we kind of have some filler stuff right here, and this is going to contain just stuff like the type support banners and stuff like that. But the first major celebration of the calendar year, aside from New Year's, is going to be this right here, where you can see we have the 9th anniversary campaign, and this is going to give us a part 1 and part 2 with a bunch of different separate banners and stuff like that. So the first major celebration of the year is going to be the end of January moving into February, and that is going to be the yearly anniversary. So the 10th anniversary for players you can expect to be in the end of January into February for 2025, and then the next celebration kind of coming out of the anniversary, that goes all the way up until the beginning of March. So a very long time. You can see here where I highlight it, the end date is March 5th. So outside of March going into April, we have another kind of Dokkan Fest celebration. I think the best way to do this actually will be to filter this by stones, just so it's a little more concise. But from the beginning of March to the middle of March, we have a regular filler Dokkan Fest celebration. So this pertained to Frieza, where we had a couple different EZAs. AGL Bardock got his EZA, but the main summonable unit was for this. So this is going to kind of be the in-between anniversary and Saiyan Day Dokkan Fest, and this happened to be this year, First Form Frieza. Now, the next celebration that we'll be looking at is a major one of the year because it is shared. So all shared celebrations I am going to be considering as major. So the middle of March until the beginning of April is the Saiyan Day campaign. This year we got Vegeta, but you know, we know the patterns that Dokkan does throughout the years. So March 18th up until about April 2nd. March 18th is always the Saiyan Day every year because 318 is Saiyan, or I believe it's Saiyajin or something like that. I forget, but 318 is always going to be Saiyan Day, right? But then moving off of Saiyan Day, we have another filler Dokkan Fest until about the beginning of April, or from the beginning of, at the end of March to the end of April, excuse me. And you can see right here, this is going to be a bit of a longer one. The celebration that we come out of Saiyan Day is going to be kind of like, I believe it's something to do with like the spring campaign, the beginning of spring. We have the Dokkan Festival that's going to last basically the whole month of April. And you can see here, it starts on March 1st and goes all the way up until April 20th, or I said March 1st, but April 1st, all the way up until April 26th. So that celebration is going to be taking us into the next calendar, or going back to 2023 for the rest of this video, just to kind of give us an idea of where we will be. So you can see here, we're all the way back on page 2021, or 21 here. I can't talk, English is hard. But we want to filter this out by stones, and this should make this a little bit easier to look at. Again, this is going to be JP, so we got to go all the way back to 2023. Kind of a little bit of a mishap on my part, but you could see coming out of the anniversary right here, it's going to kind of be the same idea, where the first Dokkan Fest we see is Android 17 and 18, or 17 and Hellfighter 17, and then we move into Saiyan Day for God Goku, and then we will be moving into the next Dokkan Fest outside of Saiyan Day, which is going to be Kale, which essentially takes us to about the end of April. But this year they actually did it a little bit different or last year they did a little bit different where the Kale banner was a little bit shorter, and then we got a part 2 LR with Super Boo. But the next celebration, and this will be true for this year at the end of April, is Golden Week. And Golden Week goes until about the middle of May. You can see right here from the end of April to the beginning of May, we have a dual Dokkan Fest that comes with a part 2 banner that you will see here in a moment, and that is the banner for LR Bulma. Now, this is going to take us to the end of May, and then we have kind of like a beginner, or not a beginner, like a beginning of summer, mid-spring celebration going at the end of May, basically the beginning of June, running till about June 22nd, so till the end of June. This is when JP celebrates what is known as Tanabata. Now, Tanabata is a little bit different, or is not a little bit different, excuse me, where this gets confusing for global going into next year. And you can see right here, June 29th till July 20th. Where this is going to get a little bit murky is that Global is going, if Global syncs this up with JP and they essentially do, you know, a Tanabata banner, and I don't think they're going to do this, by the way, but they're going to do a Tanabata LR that would essentially run into their own anniversary here, where you can see it ends July 20th. The Global anniversary starts in July. So you have to keep that in mind. That there is a good chance that this is not going to be at the same time, despite it being in the summer. So Tanabata is where things get a little bit tricky. Where does Global throw this in? We're not sure yet, but the end of July, or the end of June into the middle of July, almost the end of July, is going to be what they call Tanabata. This will be when the sync. This is how it's going to work. So this is essentially like the last major celebration before we hit that benchmark of a same time celebration of the worldwide download celebration. We will at least briefly talk about it. You can see here we get the Carnival LR for Omega, and then all the way up until we get another celebration, which is at the end of July until the end of August. You can see right here, August 27th. I didn't mean to click that. Essentially, what we're going to be looking at here is this celebration, this Super Trunks celebration, all the way up until the end of August, which then is going to lead us into the major celebration of the year that is usually shared between both versions, and this is probably going to be the sync point for Global and JP going into 2024, into 2025. The end of August is going to give us this banner right here, which is going to be the worldwide download celebration. Super fun, lots of hype, major players, like huge LRs during the year. This is if the biggest, if one of, if not the biggest celebrations during the year. You can see here, this is essentially going to be running from the end of August all the way up until the beginning of October. So this celebration spans over the course of over a month. And then once we get out of it, we are going to go into another celebration that's going to lead us into the winter almost. You can see here into the mid-fall, we have the Android 17 and 18 banner. So we're going to have another kind of like fall celebration from October 5th all the way up till October 26th. These dates are going to be rough give or take, right? Like the beginning of October till the end of October, and then that is going to transition into a part 2 LR that's going to take us into basically the end of October into the beginning of November, which is going to be another celebration that you can see here. This one runs from October 31st, Halloween fun, all the way till the end of November, essentially with November 22nd. Now, we're going to continue to move. You can see here, now we get to go to the fun, right? November 22nd, that is going to be when that Dokkan Festival ends. And then we have what is known as the Hero Celebration. This is a limited time collab with the Dragon Ball Heroes franchise. A lot of fun stuff, guaranteed featured units, but we're not really here to talk about the specifics. But just know the end of November until about the beginning of December, kind of rounding out the year, the Hero Celebration is going to be something very fun. Then we get kind of the Peppy Gals Celebration, or Peppy Gals banner. No, this is a category banner. I'm dumb. Then what we do after we get out of this one, essentially during the Hero Celebration, we get another Dokkan Festival exclusive, which is going to kind of pan into another celebration. And you can see right here, we have this Android 21 Dokkan Festival exclusive unit, which is going to pertain to another celebration, which is going to take us all the way up until the midpoint of December. And then right here, a part 2 LR is going to take us to the end of December, which leads us back to where we were at the start of the video. So that is kind of the schedule, right? We have celebrations. We essentially have about 2 celebrations a month, and then the big major celebrations are going to last over a month, right? The main celebrations, a lot of the kind of typical format for a celebration will lead us from a part 1 Dokkan Fest or a dual Dokkan Fest into a part 2 legendary summon. Don't summon on those, by the way. And then that's going to kind of take over the course of the month, with the major players in these celebrations being when players really should be using their stones, is going to be the anniversary to start the year, Tanabata during June, because that unit doesn't come back until March, and that's also a Dokkan Festival exclusive LR. And then the last place you really want to be spending your stones in a major way is going to be the Worldwide Download Celebration. If you're someone who likes to chase a lot of the units, Saiyan Day is a good time to summon, Golden Week is a good time to summon, but these kind of random filler banners, like if we take a look right here, like the Super Saiyan Trio where my cursor's at, this Android 16, 17, and 18 banner, I would say even the Heroes banner sometimes isn't the best for people, but like this one right here, this is a big no-no, these legendary summons. I'd say stay away from those, but kind of looking at the rest of the year for global, we can quickly kind of pull this up as I'm talking, but like the rest of the year for global is a little bit up in the air due to the sync, right? So if we go over here with the stones, you can see where we're at right now. We just got out of the global run of the New Year's units from April 1st all the way up until April 15th. So these are going to go away tomorrow morning. And then you have the type support banners, and then we're going to transition into whatever Golden Week is going to be when we get the teasers and stuff like that. You can see right here, April 25th. That's going to give us a good idea of when we are going to be seeing stuff for Golden Week. We'll know who it is before then. But I just want to go to the end of year for global. So the rest of the schedule up until about worldwide, you guys are going to be seeing a few more Dokkan Festival units, Golden Week, obviously, and then Tanabata is kind of where we have this big question mark, right? Units that are left to come out on global, I believe at this point we're almost caught up, right? We still need Topo on global. We still need, who's the other one? We need First Form Frieza on global, and then we also need the 9th anniversary units on global. I'm sure I'm missing a few, but I just want to keep that in mind. So there you guys have it. That is the schedule for Dokkan throughout a calendar year. Again, anniversary, filler Dokkan Festival celebration, Saiyan Day, filler Dokkan Festival celebration, Golden Week. Once we get out of Golden Week, we kind of go towards the summer, more filler, and then we go to Tanabata. After Tanabata, more filler, and then Worldwide Download Celebration, and then the kind of next shared celebration would be like the Heroes thing, and then we kind of repeat the cycle over and over and over again during the year. So if you're always confused why YouTubers are kind of ahead of things and not even YouTubers, but just the community in general are ahead of things and telling you what to save for, it's because we know what's coming, because Dokkan is always on a consistent pattern for their schedules, and then when things are changed, it's usually a pretty big deal, and then we are going to be talking about it at the time. So let me know down below what celebrations are most exciting for you. If this video made sense and was very clear, let me know down below and provide all that other type of feedback to make sure that I can make the best videos possible. Leave a like if you did enjoy today's video. Subscribe if you are new, and make sure to turn on notifications so you don't miss out on any of my Dokkan content. If you want to further support me and the channel, consider becoming a channel member below, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one.